Tucker is being targeted for one reason: he's effective. And an influential right-leaning commentator has been dubbed public enemy number one to activists like Media Matters, especially since we are now 1 year from the election. Oh my gosh, I bet that didn't even enter their mind. You're such a cynic. This week, Fox is holding their Upfronts, which is the event where TV networks go to advertisers and they sell themselves to advertisers. And these ads will run next fiscal year. Upfront. We're going to buy this upfront for next year. That's an election year, too. Oh my gosh, this is all starting to come together. They couldn't have thought of this. This attack on Tucker is nothing more than silencing an effective voice in the middle of a pivotal election. That's all this is. It's not about virtue or principles. It's dirty politics. If the left and people like Media Matters were really concerned about virtue and principle, they would be calling out groups like Antifa and the violent left. They'd be shouting from the mountaintops every time Ben Shapiro was booted from a campus. Where's the press release calling out Congresswoman Omar for speaking at CARE, the sister organization to Hamas? Why aren't they hitting every House Democrat that failed to condemn her anti-Semitism? And those that failed to pass a measure condemning anti-Semitic rhetoric? Where's the outrage? There is no outrage. If they really want to have a debate on virtue, then let's talk about how virtually no one on the left will condemn Maduro and socialism in Venezuela. They brought it to them. Now they can't condemn him? They are obsessed with a 13-year-old interview on a show called Bubba the Love Sponge. But let me show you the scene in Venezuela right now. A countrywide blackout has turned the humanitarian crisis caused by socialism into a full-fledged post-apocalyptic nightmare. 80 babies died in just one hospital in one night. There's no food or water. Armed gangs rule the streets in an all-out fight for survival. It looks more like a scene from the zombie apocalypse than a country just a few miles away from our own shores. I'm going to show you a picture of a woman. She was found carrying her dead child down the street after failing to get into a hospital because of the blackout. That child was 19 years old. She weighed only 20 pounds. This is what socialism gives people: death. Where is Media Matters holding people like Sean Penn accountable for enabling Hugo Chavez and Maduro? Why aren't they holding Democrats to the fire for failing to condemn Maduro? They claim to be the party that really cares, has a heart, yet they are now introducing legislation to pay for reparations for crimes against humanity that happened over 100 years ago, while they don't give a flying rat's ass about people who are still alive, with crimes against humanity that are happening right now. They say nothing. Do they care more for the dead or for their power than the living? Sure seems like that, and that probably will work out for them, seeing that socialism is so good at creating piles of dead people. There are real issues. Our country is bankrupt. People are literally starving to death right across our border. We have an ideology right now that wants to kill anyone that doesn't believe in their religion, and it has infiltrated our own government. We have China enslaving millions of people and building concentration camps. The fate of the Western way of life literally hangs in the balance, and you're going to talk and moralize to us about Bubba the frickin' Love Sponge?